Hello. So, I did a post a little while ago saying that I would do a video blog soon, which is what I'm doing now. So I asked people what sort of things they would be interested in me talking about. So I've just kind of decided to do a bit of a general kind of thing, just so people can kind of get to know some of the things that I like and stuff. A couple of people asked about music. So like what sort of music do I like and things. I like so many different kinds of music, it's really hard. Obviously I do lean obviously more towards alternative kind of stuff. I don't like everything. But it really is a mixed bag of the kinds of things that I like. My favourite bands is more kind of tends to kind of lean towards emo kind of stuff, which is, you know, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, bands like that. And I love, you know, other kinds of emo bands, Funeral for a Friend, Taking Back Sunday, Aiden, you know, all those kinds of bands. I also like bands like Marilyn Manson, pop punk bands as well, and other punk bands, NoFX. I love Less Than Cake. I've loved Less Than Cake for years. They're awesome. They're so much fun. Millencolin, obviously like Blink. I like Alkaline Trio. I like Good Charlotte. I've loved Green Day. Green Day were one of the first bands I ever liked when I was like, you know, 12 or something. So they're like one of the bands that kind of got me into music. So, you know, I will always love Green Day for that reason, because of, you know, they are the band that did it, that got me into it. Like I said, punk bands. I like some industrial music as well. I love Nine Inch Nails. I saw them live last year. They were amazing. They were so good. And I was in the front row, and then I waited for like a slightly quiet moment, and then I shouted "Beefcake" at Trent Reznor at the stage, and I really hope that he heard me, because of I shouted it really loudly because of he's a massive Beefcake and he needed to know about it. But yeah, some industrial stuff like Nine Inch Nails and Skinny Puppy. I saw them live as well a few years ago. That was cool. Atari Teenage Riot, bands like that. Crystal Castles, old Crystal Castles, new Crystal Castles without Alice Glass, should I say. I don't really care about as much, but old Crystal Castles were really, really cool. So yeah, some like crazy noisy bands like that as well. Experimental bands like that. I actually used to play in a band. I don't so much anymore, but yeah, I used to be in a band which was a kind of electronic experimental noise punk weird band. We were very odd. I did vocals and synth and drum machine. No, I didn't do synth, I did sampler. Sorry, I lie. I did sampler. Yeah, sampler, drum machine, general noise and vocals, making sounds like a crazy whale, basically. Sounds a bit weird, I know, it was a bit weird. But that's weird, that's good. Weird is good, weird is fun. And yeah, we used to just, sometimes we would literally just improvise for half an hour. You know, we'd have a half an hour set and we'd be like, let's do one, maybe two songs, but we'll just make it last for half an hour and we'll just make loads of noise. Yeah, that's fun. And we would just improvise a lot of it and just say, right, we'll do this song, we'll do these parts, and then the rest of it we'll just do whatever. And that was quite fun to do that sometimes. So yeah, I do like a really mixed bag of different kinds of stuff, and I've seen lots of different kinds of bands. I've seen loads of local, and obviously when I used to play in a band, I used to see a lot of local bands. And like I said, you know, lots of different kinds of genres, lots of, like I said, you know, I do like experimental stuff, I do like electronics, I do like industrial stuff, but I also really like punk and pop punk and emo and bands like that as well. So it is a little bit of a mix. I also love Hanson. You remember Hanson? You remember the Mbop kids? Yeah, those. I love Hanson. Like, oh, I love them. I've seen them live. Is it 3 times? Is it 3 times that I've seen them live? As an adult, mind you, not as a child. I didn't see them as a child. I loved them as a child, but I didn't see them play live as a child. I've seen them live as an adult, as a grown person, because of I love them dearly. They've done more than just the Mbop thing. Like, people are like, Hanson, they're the kids that did Mbop, and I'm like, yeah, but they've done other stuff. They're like, 30, and they all have kids, and they're still making music. They've done like a ridiculous amount of albums, but everyone just thinks of Mbop, and they always do play Mbop when they play live, which makes it fun. You can't leave until you've heard them do Mbop. Once you've heard that, you're like, I can go now. But yeah, I kind of love Hanson. Hanson gigs get weird. They get really, really weird in the sense of they have a lot of crazy female fans that, like, seriously, like, you're standing there and there's people holding up signs saying, like, Taylor, I love you, will you marry me? And there's, like, you're watching them and there's, like, girls throwing, like, their knickers at the stage, and you're just like, it's Hanson, and there's people throwing knickers at the stage. This is insane. This doesn't make any sense, but girls love the Hanson. It's the hair. It's Taylor's hair that does it. He has wonderful, glorious hair, and girls love it, and they go crazy for it. It's the hair. It's all in the hair. So yeah, that's kind of my music taste a little bit. Other things, people ask me about games and things like that as well. I do like games. I've always been a little bit of a gamer nerd. One of my favourite game series is Zelda, which people should have guessed by the fact that I have tattoos on me from Zelda. So if you haven't worked that out yet, then you've just lost like so many cool points, basically, because it's pretty obvious, seeing as I've ingrained it in me in ink how much I love Zelda. The first game I played was Ocarina of Time when I was a kid, which was amazing. Although when I first played it, I can't remember how old I was. I was like small age, I don't know. I don't like spiders, and I got up to the boss of the Deku crew, and it's like this giant spider, basically. Kind of looks like a spider. It's not a spider, but it looks a bit like a spider. It's spidery enough, anyway, for it to, be... Yeah, that's a spider. And I was little, I don't like spiders, and I freaked out, and I was just like, as soon as it came down, I was like, no! And I paused it, and I turned it off, and I put the game away. I didn't pick it up again for 6 months, and then 6 months later I was like, no, I really liked this game, and I was really enjoying it. I just need to I just need to beat that one thing. I just need to beat that one boss. So I picked it up again, and I did it, and I played it, and yeah, it was good. And then I loved it, and I fell in love. And yeah, I've loved Zelda ever since. And I'm that kind of person that will buy the new consoles just to get Zelda. Like any other games on it, just Zelda, because of I love Zelda that much that I will happily just spend £300 on a new console just to get that one game. Pokemon, I've always loved Pokemon. Obviously I had the Game Boy games when I remember when the film came out. I went to the cinema when the film came out, because I was awesome. And it was so sad. It was so sad at the end with the tears and if you've seen it, it gets me every time. And yeah, I had Pokemon Yellow. And I also had Silver, which I got before everyone else in England had it, because I have family that live in America, and it came out there first, so they bought it for me and they sent it over to England, and I was all like, yeah, I'm playing Pokemon Silver, and all my friends were like, oh my god, it's not out for 6 months, and I was all like, yeah, I know. And then by the time it came out here, I'd already finished it. I was all like, that was me as a cool 10-year-old or whatever, or yeah. Although my Silver game is broke and I need to replace the battery in it because it doesn't save. It's like a glitch old Game Boy games have, the battery wears down in them and then it won't save anymore. So I can only play the first bit over and over again, because every time I save it and then I reload it, it just says new game and there's no save file there. So yeah, I love Pokemon. I love Zelda. I love Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is amazing. I love Devil May Cry. It's such a cool story. It's so like amazing, and the gameplay is just awesome, and everything about it is just awesome. And I love the characters, and like I said, just the storyline. Son of Sparta and everything. Just, so good. It's like film. Grim Fandango. I love Grim Fandango. It's an old game, classic old like 97 LucasArts game, PC, and it's amazing. I love it. Obviously now they've remastered it on the PlayStation 4, so you can actually download it on PS4 if you've got PS4, and if you've never played it before and you have a PS4, buy it. Just get it. Just do it, because it's just so good. It's like this classic just game. It's got a cult following now. I plan on getting some Grim Fandango tattooed on me as well, because of that's how much I love it. I spent so much time of my life when I was younger playing this game. It's so in depth, and it is like a movie. It's like a film, and the characters and the story and everything about it. It's just so detailed. And it's not, it's not a shoot 'em up. It's not, it's nothing like that. It's not a hack and slash. It's puzzle solving in the sense of, you've got to work things out. You're not going around beating things up. You're going around talking to people, and you're working stuff out, and you're picking objects up and then going and using them later on somewhere, and someone says something and you go, oh yeah, I remember I picked that up earlier. But there's some there's some bits in there that really take a long time. So you can spend ages just running around the place going, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing now. And it's quite a hard game in that kind of respect. If you don't know what, when I first played it, it took me months to complete it because of it is a difficult game. Now I can complete the whole thing in like, a day or two, because I've played it that many times. But the first time I played it, it was just like, Christ, this is, it's just so detailed. It's amazing. Tomb Raider. I've always loved Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is life. Lara Croft is life. I have cosplayed as Lara Croft before, and it was good. I make Lara Croft work because I have those, and so does Lara. So yeah, I can make Lara Croft work. But yeah, I've always loved Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider 2 was the first one I actually played, when it came out. And I've basically played like pretty much everyone since. I love the Tomb Raider games. The newest ones, they're so different. The gameplay though is just incredible, and the graphics are so good, and they've just gotten so much better. They've always been good, but they're just like mind-blowingly good. They're so good now. So yeah, that's kind of some of the game. Obviously Fallout as well. I love Fallout. Elder Scrolls. Yeah, just I like a lot of fantasy games like Elder Scrolls and things like that. Oblivion and Skyrim and Fable as well. I love Fable. I love Fallout, and you can tell that Fallout and Elder Scrolls are both made by Bethesda. You can tell in the style of gameplay that it's made by the same company, and that's why I like them both. I think because of usually I tend to lean towards more fantasy kind of style games. I don't tend to lean towards like guns and stuff like that, but because it's such a similar style of gameplay to Elder Scrolls, it's just that instead of having like, magical powers or a sword, instead you've got a, baseball bat and a laser pistol or something, it's that kind of thing. And I like old games as well, we've got Mega Drive set up and everything, Castle of Illusion and World of Illusion and Streets of Rage and Sonic and all that kind of Bomberman, Mega Bomberman. N64, I've got my old Pikachu Pokemon N64 that I've had for 10-15 years or something, with like Pokemon Stadium, and GoldenEye, 2-player, fists only, slappers only, best way to play it. It's just, so good. So yeah, I have a few consoles. Grand Theft Auto, that's another one. But yeah, I like games. Games are good. And another question I got asked, which is related, is what was the theme of my first set? So my first set doesn't come out until mid-August. I'm just like, I want it to come out sooner, but I have to wait. But I'm so excited for it. I every time I look back through it, I'm just like, I love this set. It's so good, and all I've wanted for so long. is to turn pink, is to, you know, Suicide Girls is everything. Suicide Girls is life. And it's my, you know, this is my dream. And so, you know, so it's a big deal to me when it comes out. It really is. I've put a lot of effort into it for a while now. And my first set is called Hey Listen. And if you're a Zelda fan, you should know what that means. If you're not a Zelda fan, boo, go away. I don't mean that. I'm not that mean. If you're not a Zelda fan, I still love you. But Navi the fairy from Ocarina of Time is very well known for being endearingly annoying when every time something crops up and she wants to get your attention, to let you, give you some information about it, and you just hear her little voice going, hey, listen. And, you know, it's annoying, but you love her, and it's endearing, and there's something about it that you hear it because it's nostalgic, and you're like, oh, it's Zelda. And I've got Navi tattooed on my shoulder. I did think about actually getting the words "Hey, listen" as well, but I was like, I'll just get Navi. And my set is running along that kind of theme. You'll have to wait to get any more information about it. You'll have to wait until it comes out. I won't go into, you know, specific details of exactly what's going on in there, but from the title and from what I've just said, you know, you know that that's a bit of a theme for it. So yeah, you've now listened to me ramble on with my lovely, lovely lispy voice that I have. And yes, that's a little bit about me. I hope my lovely video blog isn't too boring for people. And that everybody's having a nice night, and I love everybody out there in the SG world. You're all lovely. So yeah, good night.